What are the thoughts of you in the last year? Hi, beautiful soul. Thank you for joining me, Mystic Miya, here on Mostly in the Moment for another Love Pick a Card reading. We're looking at their thoughts of you in the last year, if they've been thinking about you, and if so, how deeply or in what way. We're going to look at, like the first, second, third, fourth quarter, which is about a year ago, about 10 to 7 months ago, about 6 months ago, and then 3 months all the way up until now. Looking at a message from their higher self and your own higher self regarding the situation. I'm recording this at the end of this year, but it's a timeless reading, so you can go back from a year from now all the way up until the present moment to look at this energy. It's a new topic. Let me know if you like it. I hope you do. It was really fun looking into the thought process and the feelings of someone throughout a whole year versus just a month or a week. I thought that was fascinating. And yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this reading. I think it's a really good one to kind of close out this year. Thank you so much for your love and support. I really appreciate it. You keep me inspired, you keep me motivated and channeling to my best abilities. And I hope that I have been able to channel the most resonant, loving, warm messages that are helpful for all of us in this energy. There are a lot of tarot card readers out there, but we all operate at different frequencies. So I know those that resonate with me in this channel and these readings. We're of a different vibe. And I cannot say how much it means to me to connect with all of you. I'm honored to serve you in this way, to serve the light in this way. And thank you. So I hope you enjoy the reading, and I wish you much love and light. Hi, beautiful pile one. We're looking at their thoughts of you in the last year. It's a timeless reading, so you can look back from whenever a year ago from today was. And it's just generally if they've been thinking about you, and if so, how deeply and in what way. So we're going to start with about a year ago. It's a timeless reading, but I'm posting this at the end of the year. So I'm going to refer to it as the first quarter, or a year ago, or last winter. So how do they feel about you? What do they think about you then? Knight of Clouds, the Knight of Cups bursting. Okay, wow. Okay, so I feel like they had a lot of feeling for you. They were feeling like they wanted to just kind of burst onto the scene. So this person, they really had a lot of love to give. I feel like they're bursting at the seam, I'm hearing. Leo, self-confidence, loyalty, and creativity. They don't have to be a Leo, but I'm getting that energy of like wanting to put their face out there, wanting to get out there. So I feel like last year around this time, they really felt like asking you out or coming to you and talking to you, or maybe they were talking to you and it was going really well, because I'm seeing a lot of physical FaceTime. So they're talking to you, they're hanging out with you, or they wanted to. But they had a lot of feeling of, I want to talk to pile one. I want to date them. I want to, caress them. I don't know where that came from. They wanted to have fun. They want to take you out dancing and drinking and dates and dinner. And, they really were in that energy. And if you guys weren't doing that, then they wanted to. Even if you were seeing them or talking to them and you weren't as active, they wanted to be more active with you in spending time with you. And yeah, definitely they had desire for you. They want to hook up with you. They want to have fun with you, go out and do things. Yeah, and even if you weren't in contact, I feel like they really had the energy to want to do that at that time. I'm getting like specifically 1 or 2 times where they really just like wanted to hit you up and like be like, hey, do you want to go here? Do you want to do this? Whether they did or not, that's depends on your specific situation. But yeah, for a lot of you, a year ago, they were definitely in the mode to kind of check this out, have fun with you, and get out there. All right, so what about the second quarter, or about 10 to 7 months ago, around the spring? You can pick any timeline that works for you. The Moon card and date night in reverse. Okay, so I do feel like with the Moon card, they had a lot of emotions for you. They felt very deeply, but they didn't know how to put it into words. They didn't know what was going on with this connection. They didn't know if they had a chance. They didn't know if they should still pursue this. But they really did still want to date you. They really did want to still hang out with you. For some of you, it's kind of that feeling of, when you really want to pursue someone, you're really excited at the beginning, but then as more time goes by, you kind of lose steam. So I feel like maybe they came off the beginning of the year, were like really excited, like, yeah, I can do this. Like, I want to pursue them. I want to have fun. I want to get to know them better, or, I want to keep the good times going. And then they started to lose steam because they didn't know how they felt about you, or because they didn't know how you felt about them, or because they don't know why they weren't taking action enough. Because I feel like the date night from them is like, am I the only one putting in effort? Or they feel like, why am I not putting in effort? Like, this is what I want. Why am I not hitting them up? Why am I not going for this? But there's some sort of like stuck energy. They still have a lot of feeling towards you, and a lot of like action energy. Like, they want to take action. They want to hang out with you. They want to do this. They want to have fun. But I feel like there's something that kind of perplexed them a little bit after a year ago, where they're just kind of like, why isn't things moving? Why am I not putting one foot in front of the other? How do I feel about them? How do they feel about me? Like, am I the only one putting in effort? Like, am I the only one who wants this? Or I want this. Why am I not moving? Why am I not doing something? Or why isn't it like picking up steam? Why isn't it working the things I've been working on in terms of this connection? So I'm getting that kind of energy, in the second quarter. So let's look at the third quarter, about 6 months ago, or summertime. Ace of Flutes, first kiss. So I do feel like they kind of put their hand out again and gave you an offer, or tried to give you some sort of indication that they were interested. Or if you are in a connection with this person, it feels like they kind of leveled up the connection, or indicated that they wanted to level up the connection at this point. And surrendering in reverse. So in each quarter we had like one card come up in reverse so far. So I feel like this is kind of like their effort. They might be feeling like they're the only ones putting in effort, or that maybe you're not responding to their efforts as well as they thought you were going to. But I feel like around like 6 months ago, they kind of really felt like, finally I'm getting some like feedback that I wanted. Like, that I'm getting some like indication that they want the same thing, or even if it's energetically, that they're picking up the signals that there's hope here, and there's forward movement here, and you're picking up what they're putting down, and there's like they feel like you two are on the same page, or could be. Yeah. This could be also a sign that they finally figured out how they feel about you, because in the beginning of the year, they might have been just kind of more physically driven, wanting to just have a good time. And then they kind of came into this energy of, no, I want more, or do I want more, or would they want more, or do I, like should I try for more? Yeah, but around summertime, I am getting the energy of like, they feel like they're on the same page as you, like, whether you wanted more or they wanted more, like, it feels like the two of you are kind of showed an indication that you're on the same page. I feel like one of you had to kind of, I feel like it's them. They had to kind of be like, okay, you know what? This person, they want more, or they want something different, or they want more effort from me or less effort, or they want something different from me in terms of this connection. And it's like they finally like surrendered to that, or they finally kind of like leveled up or stepped up in some way. And so both of you are kind of like, yes, we're somewhat on the same page now. Even if it's energetically, but I feel like for some of you, you know, you saw this through conversations or their emotions. Okay. So what about the fourth quarter? So about 3 months ago, or the fall time, what were their thoughts about you? Death. And be bold and make the first move. And it came out in reverse. Yeah, I feel like lost steam again towards, you know, and like in the last like in the between 5 and 3 months ago, I feel like things started losing steam again. It's like, oh, you two were on the same energy, and then again it kind of lost steam. And they know like recently in the past few months that if they don't make a move, nothing is going to happen. Like, this is done if they don't do anything. This could be all in their head, or it could be something that they've expressed to you, or you expressed to them. You might have even said something along the lines of like, you know, if I don't see anything from you, like this is done, we're over, or something like, yeah, you know, I'm not dealing with this anymore. So I feel like there's something that happened in the last few months where it's kind of like you kind of showed them that if nothing was going to change, that this was kind of over, and change in a big way. And I feel like they got the hint. They understand that like this might be it. Like, I do feel like it feels like they were playing kind of games, but they weren't. They were really genuinely just kind of going with the flow, like based on how they feel. They felt a lot of physical energy. They want to have fun. Then they're like, like, do I want more? Do they want more? And it's like, obviously that, you know, you did want more, so they kind of surrendered to that. Or they're like, okay, maybe I can go for something more. And then, you know, just in the past few months or something, I feel you're like, hey, you know, like, you indicated in some way that this is over, or if they don't step up, this is over, or maybe you're kind of letting it kind of fall to the wayside, kind of fizzle out, or maybe you're showing interest in other people, or there's something that your energy is giving off that's like, yeah, this is kind of over, unless there's like a big change that happens. Like, you know, I'm not afraid to kind of move on. And I feel like they know it too. They're like, if I don't do anything, make a big, bold move, like, this is probably going to be over. All right, so let's look into the energies now, into the next few months. The Chariot. Oh, guess who's going to come running back? Guess who's going to come running back? Oh, sorry, this is not the right. Oh, oops. Wrong card, but I already picked the Chariot, so I'm going to keep going. The Ten of Gems, Legacy. Okay, so both these cards came out in reverse, so they know, which is my sign that they're going to come very soon. And I feel like they're going to offer you a ton of stuff. They're going to offer you like way more than you were asking for or wanting at this time. Mirror each other's reflection, because I feel like you had some sort of vision with them about what the potential future could look like. Like, you didn't want to hang around someone who wasn't on the same page, who didn't want the same things in the near and far future. And they're afraid of losing you. So I feel like they're going to come in with a very strong offer, and something that, like, I think you weren't even expecting of them. You might even find it suspicious because like they didn't even want that much. Like you weren't even asking for that much. Like you just like you wanted to know that there's a path towards that in the future. But I feel like they're like last ditch effort. Like if I don't do something drastic like this, I might lose pile one. Let's see a message from their higher self. Redirect your thoughts. Focus on what you want to attract in this relationship, not on what you fear will happen. So I'm getting this person, they did want these things too, but it like, I feel like it took them a year, maybe longer for some of you to get it out of them. Because I feel like they understand the connection that you two have, but they didn't know how to like catch their like physical self, their ego self, their like the rest of them up to what their soul and spirit wanted. Do you know what I'm saying? So I feel like they understand there's a really deep connection between the two of you, and they understand that they want these things that you want eventually, or in which I feel like maybe they didn't take enough time to think about what they wanted in the future, and like if they actually did want it, or because I feel like they look at like the goals that you have for connections, like for a relationship, and they're like, that sounds good, but like they didn't take the time out to actually think about it, or actually figure out what they want or what they don't want, or how they want it to look like, these goals, because it's a collaboration of like how you see pursuing this goal and how they see that they want to pursue this goal. So they didn't really take the time to look at that because they just wanted to have fun. But they're understanding that you want more and that you're willing to walk away if they're not going to see that from you. And so they come in with a really strong offer, and their higher self is saying like, just because it seems like they're just doing this because you're like 1 foot out the door, or you basically already walking out, or you already have. Don't focus on that part. Like focus on like if this is actually what you want, because they're not going to come to you with this offer if they're not like willing to back it up, So this might seem like it's on a whim that they're offering you this, but it's not. It's like they're not offering it to you without being actually serious about it. Okay. And Explorer of Pentacles. So the Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, they're willing to do the work and go the long haul, which is a huge change from the Knight of Cups, but it was in reverse. Like someone who just wanted to have fun, who had a lot of love to give, but wasn't giving it in the proper way. I feel like this person kind of took the time to understand, like, it's not just fun and games. Like you want to have fun too, but you can't have that fun if you don't have the other part that goes with this. It's like you can't have the best of me if you can't give me yourself fully, like you can't just have this part of me. Like you have to have all of me or none of me kind of thing. And so I feel like they really, really got that hint. All right, so I'm going to pull one more card for your higher self's message for you, because I feel like I think it's going to throw you for a loop if this person comes back with this kind of offer. So what is your higher self saying? Let go. As you surrender the need to control, your relaxed energy rapidly attracts your desires. So I'm getting like you did the hard work to receive an offer like this, so just let go of any like stress. I feel like their higher self is saying like, yeah, they're offering this to you and they're not kidding. They're willing to back it up, this offer. And I feel like you might be like, should I take this offer, or should I kind of move on and see what else is out there? maybe you have another offer on the table, or someone else that's piquing your interest, or maybe you're just kind of busy with other life stuff and you kind of want to just see how things go. And your higher self is like literally saying like, yeah, you're right on the money. Like, let yourself like allow these offers to come in, because I do think you have something else coming in. We have the 10 of Wands here to clarify the message from your higher self, saying that like, you know, you worked really hard to get what you want. So you stood up for yourself. You said like, I know what I want, and I'm not going to settle for anything less. You know, we can collaborate, we can, you know, figure this out together. But if you're not even at my level, then there's no collaboration. It's just me lowering myself to your level and what you want from this connection. And I want something more whole. So I feel like your higher self is saying like, this is a legit offer. Their higher self is saying this is a legit offer, but your higher self is saying, don't stress it. You know, you're very successful right now, and I'm getting it's going to be more than one area. So you might have more than one love interest and love offer come in. I'm getting in the next like 4 or 5 months. You might have something going on with work or health, or, you know, other, you know, relationships like friendships, family, that's like really successful right now. It's like you worked really hard to get to where you are right now. And if you pick this pile, you know what I'm talking about. And so they're being a mirror of like your hard work, and Spirit saying like, don't worry about it. Like, if you want to end up with this person, like the offer is still going to be there in 4 or 5, 6 months, you know, 7, 8 maybe. And if not, like another offer is going to come in that is just as good, but without this kind of history. And I do feel like there's something else, because with the 10 of Pentacles, like I do feel like there's something else coming in. Another kind of success. So it could be work or health, or something else with your connection with people. Something else is very successful too. So Spirit's like, just be in this energy. You don't stress yourself. Don't try to control how this energy comes into your life. It could be through this person. It could be through another person. But I feel like there's a lot of physical success coming into your life. So Spirit's like, just let it come in. Like, don't stress about it. Don't try to control how it comes in, how it manifests for you. Yeah, and you might end up realizing you get something better than you wanted, or you get exactly what you wanted. But I feel like Spirit's saying like, let this energy finish coming in. Like, you know, you don't have to make a decision right away. You don't have to. In this. By control, I'm getting like worry about making a decision right away. Like, you'll lose this opportunity if you don't take it. Even if this person kind of like gives you a deadline or ultimatum, like, don't play by their rules. You know, Spirit is saying like, don't try to let them control the situation, or let yourself control the situation. Like, let the energy come in. This is just a sign of where your energy is at. And I feel like there's going to be other energies in your life, maybe through another romantic potential, or through work, health, or other people that also want to come in at this time. So Spirit's just like, let the energy finish coming in, okay? Let go of control. And this is a legit offer, apparently. And you can take that, or you can take another one, or you can just like wait till all this work and health and all this other success finishes coming in. But this is just an indication, a glimpse of where your energy is at now. So, yeah, like, you might just want to wait and see how it plays out. All right, Pile 1. So I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, I really appreciate a like or comment. Let me know if you like this topic. It's the first time I'm doing it. And with that, I hope you have a beautiful rest of the day. And I wish you much love and light. Hi, beautiful Pile 2. We're looking at their thoughts of you in the last year. This is a timeless reading, and I'm going to put out different time frames so you can follow along on however it resonates with you. So I'm going to look at the first quarter, so about like a year ago or last winter, whatever resonates. What are they thinking about you? 9 of Clouds, okay. 9 of Cups, after the storm. Oh, it's so beautiful. I love the colors here. So I am definitely getting that the clouds have cleared. So I feel like they were in a really confused or unclear energy about you before a year ago. So maybe a little bit before a year ago. So maybe anyway from 13 to 15 months ago. Maybe you weren't even in the picture, or maybe they didn't. You're barely a thought back then. Maybe they were, because they had so much other things going on. I'm getting like sadness from like the rain, the storm, like so much sadness, so much chaos that they didn't really have time to think about you before then, or they were unclear about the relationship between the two of you before then, because it was just like so much going on that they couldn't even like think about this connection clearly. They had a million and one things going on. This could be, depending on your situation, this could be because they were thinking about maybe they're in a relationship with another person, or maybe they were in a breakup situation, or maybe they just had too much going on with like work and this and that and the other thing that they just could not, that you were like the first thing from their mind, just because there was just so much happening in front of them. I do get this really like, there's just so much in front of my face right now. Like there's just so much I have to do. There's so much I have to think about, that even if they thought of you positively, they just didn't have, they're just so stressed out all the time, and there's so much commotion and chaos and so many emotions filtering through their head that they couldn't think of anything clearly, let alone you in this connection. 7th house, profound relationships, intimacy, and romantic partnership. Okay, so I do feel like now, like about a year ago from now, they were seeing you finally clearly as a strong contender, a real potential for something serious. And it's like finally they can see the light. Finally they can see what they might have been missing out on. I do feel like with the storm reference, that whatever that was going on before about a year ago for them really had them in the dark. They really couldn't see things clearly. Maybe they didn't have a true understanding of what was going on in this connection or in their life in general, or they couldn't see things from a higher perspective. And it feels like now they can. Like about a year ago, they realized like what they actually wanted in a relationship, what they actually can have in a really good love relationship, and that they could have it with you. I do get for a lot of you that were in little to no communication, or in a breakup situation or a break situation, that this was something that was happening internally within them, that they were seeing this, they were putting the pieces of the puzzle together, and more thinking about it than taking action. But there was a huge flip in how they thought about romantic relationships and what they thought about you specifically, and about like love partnerships overall. All right, so what about the second quarter, about 10 to 7 months ago, or spring? Okay, so now that they've took a lot of time to think about how they want to change in regards to romantic love relationships and what they want from themselves, I am getting this is kind of like, this is a huge like inner work that they did about like what they can actually have, what they actually want in a romantic relationship, what kind of partner that they want, that they can get a partner that is of a higher caliber, someone who's like wants more from a romantic relationship, wants more out of life kind of thing. Yeah, gambling. And it came out in reverse, or it was about to come out in reverse. So definitely getting this energy that they were kind of taking risks, unnecessary risks in love before. I'm getting like they didn't know what they wanted. They were just kind of putting their, chips down on like too many spots, too many numbers. Like, like they're kind of betting on everything or anything that came their way. And they're like, why do I keep taking these risks? They're not paying off in the way that I want it to. Do I have a problem here? Have I been kind of unnecessarily taking risks on people, hoping that I would figure out what I wanted, they would figure out what they wanted, and what they wanted would magically match what I wanted? Have I by not putting in enough thought about the relationships I was procuring? Were they? I feel like they were just like hoping that things would just figure themselves out, without putting any forethought, without asking themselves important questions, without asking the partner the important questions. So I do feel like with this pile, they might have been with someone else, or they might have been dating other people, prior to a year ago. And they were just kind of betting on the wrong horses. And they're coming to that realization, because like, when you're in it, you don't think you're doing that. It's like you get hindsight 2020, like you have the realizations like, oh my goodness, like I was just kind of dating aimlessly, or I was kind of hitching my wagon onto like a crazy wild stallion of a horse, and I didn't know what I was doing. Like I just, like a lot of times you don't understand what's happening when you're in it, and until like you have that breakup or that space from that connection or that situation or that experience, do you kind of come to realize like, oh, like what was I thinking? Just that everything would work out because we had one or two things in common, or because we came up from the same spot, or because we've been together for a long time, like that things would just magically happen. It's like, no, it's an active thing, having a relationship, or pursuing a relationship. You have to be actively asking the right questions. What am I looking for? What are they looking for? What intrigues me about this person? Is there an indication that we would learn and grow and evolve in this connection? Do we have enough interests to hold each other's attention? Do we have compatible schedules or life plans or work schedule, whatever it is? Like it takes some like energy, and like sometimes you realize that some of the things that you wanted out of a relationship don't actually matter to you. So it's like kind of like growing pains I'm getting with this person. Like they're looking back, and this person might have had a lot of dates, or they might have had a lot of serious relationships, or they might have been with this person for a very long time. Or they might have not been dating for a very long time, but they're just having this realization now. And I think because of the 7th house, it's because about a year ago, they started getting more serious, or they wanted to get into a more serious relationship, or started getting into that energy of wanting something more serious or something more resonant in their romantic relationships. So I do feel like it's kind of like something you said to them, or because this person knows you, I do feel like this person has at least met you, or knows of you. They're like, this person gave me everything. Oh, I just heard, there's something on TikTok, with this guy talking about how, sometimes, like, I want to say guys, but it's like guys and girls, but sometimes guys, they find the person that they want to be with, like, long term. And like the girl has everything, the person you want to bring home to mom, they're wifey material, lady in the street, freak in the bed. But then because they found them and they're not ready, they'll kind of move on and do other things because that person isn't mature enough or not ready, and they haven't took the time to figure it out. And they're looking at you, this person pile too, they're looking at you and they're like, this was, wifey or hubby kind of material. Why did I pass on them? That says something about me, not them. And now they're using you as kind of like the standard of what they should be going after. So I'm getting it like about like a year ago to about like 6 months ago, like they were just kind of using you as an example of how to get on the right path. doing the inner work of like, why did I not go for that? Why did I reject that? Why did I not see that before? Why, they're doing the inner work. At least like a year ago to 6 months ago. What about 6 months ago? Third quarter, summer, whatever you want to call it. About half a year ago. 7 of Roses, 7 of Wands, drama. This is where it gets kind of ugly for them, because I do feel like this is where they face themselves. So this is a shadow aspect, and it's not pretty. They're facing some hard truths about themselves, and they don't like a lot of it. They're like, am I actually this person? Was I actually an a-hole? Was I actually a jerk? Was I actually purposely sabotaging myself in terms of relationships? Did I sabotage good relationships? Was it me? Was I the one who was immature, not ready? Was I the one who didn't know what they wanted or knew what to look for? How pathetic, how stupid was I? What a fool. Am I that ugly of a person inside? Am I that dumb? Am I that slow? Oh no, sorry. These are such mean words. I don't say these in readings that much, but this is their energy of like them confronting themselves. It's everyone has to go through something similar at some point in their life where they had to face parts of themselves that they don't like. This is hard shadow work. If you're connected to this person energetically, you might have felt that energetic work going on for them. If you're masculine or feminine, you might have felt that energy in the opposite energy around you through other people. Yeah, because I do feel like this is more of an energetic connection for most of you, pile 2. You might have been talking to this person, or you might be able to connect with them on social media or something, but I feel like it's something at a distance. Like they kept this hidden from you, or they weren't really talking to you at this point. This is all going on internally or something like that. So there's something where this is like kind of at a distance, because I feel like we're peering into their mind and their energy at this time, with their permission, of course. Okay. I don't do any readings without the permission of the people involved, higher self. Permission. Yeah. Okay. And trust. They're realizing that there was an immense amount of trust with you. So whether this was a recent connection, or a connection from a long time ago, or a connection that never really took off, I feel like they understand that there's so much trust that they had in you, because they're using your energy to do this inner work. So they're using your image or your energy or your experiences together as a learning tool for them to kind of grow and evolve their heart at this time. Okay, so you might have felt a little tug from their energies, or a little like peekaboo moment from in your thoughts, in your dreams of this person's energy, and it's because they are definitely your higher self is a guide for them. It's definitely assisting them in this growing process, learning and growing process. It's a really beautiful thing, because they're realizing that there was an immediate trust there with you, and how they have to learn to trust that instinct, that intuition that they have, like when they feel that they can trust someone. Because I feel like that's something that they didn't rely too heavily on. Of course, this person did a little bit rely on their intuition. Of course, everyone does. And when they're making a bond with someone, especially in like a romantic relationship bond, but there was like an innate trust that they had with you, and they're trying to remember that. They're like, oh yeah, like this person, like I knew they wouldn't do wrong by me, even if the circumstances between the two of you, experiences, moments between the two of you could have been taken as peculiar, or maybe you did something that an ex did, but they didn't feel like it was that you were doing it intentionally, or you were going to hurt them in the way that their ex or someone else they did it in the past did. Maybe they're just a normally suspicious person, or they take everything at face value, and maybe something went wrong or a few things between the two of you, and they just kind of knew, like maybe they blamed you outwardly, or maybe they kind of rejected you, or kind of let this connection fizzle, or something where they kind of maybe outwardly took action because they were cautious. They're being cautious of your actions, that reasonably and logically, if they had similar experiences in the past or seen their friends go through similar experiences with their relationships, they're like, oh, red flag, be cautious of this. Because I'm being cautious, I'm going to take these actions or say these things to pile two, rather than what their instinct in their gut was saying, which is like, you're not doing this intentionally, you're not going to hurt them, or this is just a mistake, everyone makes mistakes, or this isn't a red flag, I just don't know them as well enough, or, so like their intuition was saying one thing, but their experience or their logical mind was saying another thing. And, everyone uses their intuition to an extent when they're guiding themselves through a relationship, but I feel like their instinct was saying, like, there's trust here with you and them. And they're drawing on that life experience with you to uncover that instinct within them again, to rely on it, to trust it again. Because you didn't do them wrong. And you were authentic, and you were, like, trustworthy. You were someone who they had a genuine connection with and would have had a really good relationship with, I'm getting, or did have a really good relationship with. And they're learning to draw on that trust that you two had, because it's an instinctual thing. It's a energetic thing. It's a spiritual bond kind of thing. And if you can train yourself to be able to pick up on that, that's a really, really good skill to have in life in general, not just in love relationships. So they're using your image and your experiences together as a learning tool. How cool is that? All right, so you can see that there's more of like an inner work type of thing happening with this person, pile 2. But let's see, about 3 months ago, or fourth quarter, or the fall time, were they thinking about you? No. I feel like about 3 months ago until now, a time to give rather than take. I feel like they were putting it into practice. So you might have been mirroring this, because if this is a divine counterpart kind of energy, you might have been mirroring this with another connection or other people in your life. There are other masculines or feminines, depending on, the energy that you're attracting. Yeah. So if you're a feminine, you saw this in other masculines around you. If you're a masculine, you saw this in other feminines around you. But I'm getting that in the past few months, they haven't been really thinking about you so much. Like, Spirit was like really like blunt about that, because they've been putting it to practice, and they wouldn't have been able to do that if they were kept thinking of you. So they had to take what they learned from your experiences together and put it into practice. So they probably were putting into practice with their ex or other masculines or feminines that were in their life. Friends, co-workers, family connections, or just new people that they came into their life, or people that they, were interested in dating, or that were interested in them. They had to kind of put up boundaries and only take action on connections that they felt that safety with, or that trust with, or that, deeper emotional bond with. So they've been practicing. They've been, the past few months, they've been kind of out and about, and trying to figure that out. I'm getting this would come to you. Like, I feel like you get more visual messages, energetic messages, like dreams and visualizations when it's something, when they're thinking about you a lot, but you get more physical signs and synchronicities. Like they pop up on your social media, or you bump into someone that looks like them, or you see their name somewhere. If they're more kind of in their physical energies about you. Does that make sense? Like, yeah, if they're more action oriented, if they're out and about. So if you find signs and synchronicities about them while you're out and about, they're probably out and about. But if you see it more in their dreams, if you see them more in your dreams or in your visions, or daydreams, or when you're working or something, they're also kind of thinking about you in those kinds of energies. When they're alone, just relaxing after work, or laying down in bed, or before they get up in the morning, or while they're working. So I'm getting that. That's a really cool download. I've never got that before. That's really cool. All the twin flames are going to want to know about this. That's really cool energy. Okay. So let's see. What about now and into the next few months? Wheel of Fortune. Okay, something is happening. Something is happening now into the next few months. Sunglasses in reverse. Wedding. Oh, what? Wedding. Watching, looking, perception, stalking. Sorry, it's like the cursive font. I thought, like, wedding, sunglasses. Okay. Watching, looking, perception. Okay, so they're watching you. Ooh. Pile 2. They are watching you now and into the next few months. Ooh. They're looking for their in. Interesting. I feel like they're putting their energy into practice, seeing who they can trust, putting up boundaries around people who they don't trust, and taking action, initiative with people they do trust. It could just be like friends, coworkers. They're practicing this skill, this ability of discernment, right? Especially when it comes to trust. So they might have done it in their work situation, their family situation, with their friends situation, and maybe even dating situations. But now they feel like they're ready. They might have got a clue that you're like available, or that you're open to talking to them, or something like that. And so they might be looking into you. Interesting. Okay, so a message from their higher self. Be present. You'll attract love by enjoying your life as it is. Wherever you are, be all there. Yeah. Yeah. So their higher self is saying, live in the moment right now. Like, that's why I'm getting like be present, and the Wheel of Fortune signifies to me like at any moment in divine timing, right? So it's like kind of just enjoy your days. I feel like something is about to surprise you, pile 2. Something you would not expect. It's anytime around now or the next few months. Sooner than that, like 1 or 2 months. The Magician, yeah. Any moment now. I feel like you're going to get a huge surprise that you weren't expecting from this person or about this person. Yeah, it's going to blow your socks off. So, yeah, I'm getting sooner. So, like, anytime around now or within a month, 2 at most. But I'm getting, yeah. Just go about your day. I feel like you're going to get the signs. That's why we got that huge, like, signs message. Because I think you're going to get more signs, like, oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm getting, like, maybe, like, depending on what your connection is with this person. For example, if you had little to no communication with this person for a long time, you might get a message from someone you haven't seen or talked to for a long time, like an old friend or something, or old coworker or something. Or you might like have them pop up or something out of nowhere. Or maybe there was like this coworker that you worked with and you lost their number, but you always want to like, get in contact with them again. And you're like, oh, like if it's meant to be, I'll find their phone number. And you find their phone number or something. Something like that. Or like you go to a place where you don't know anybody and you go to a store or something and you bump into someone that you know and you're like, oh wow, like what a coincidence. Like they don't even live around here and I bumped into them at the store. Like that's so crazy. Like something like that, which is going to signify like this person is going to come into your energy in that kind of still like surprising way, All right. And then last but not least, I just want to do a quick message from your higher self to you at this time. Summer, everything that you're asking for becomes yours in the summertime. Interesting. So I'm getting, around like 6 months from now, 6, 7, 8 months from now, you might actually be dating this person, be connecting with this person, or already in a relationship. Because I feel like if this person comes in now, like I feel like there's like a lead up. So something happens the next 6 months, and then after the 6 months after that, there's something that moves forward because of the next 6 months. Does that make sense? Page of Swords. Keep it spicy, keep it interesting. I feel like your higher self is saying like, I know your mind is going kind of crazy right now, thinking about all the possibilities and but like just keep yourself curious, keep yourself thinking about all the things you like to think about and not just one thing. Keep yourself open to any possibility. Yeah, because I'm getting this kind of energy of anything is possible. I feel like the Page of Swords isn't clarifying enough. Clouds. Yeah, don't try to overthink, don't try to worry too much. Just let it happen. So like be present. Like just be in the moment. Like don't be worried if this person comes in, don't be like scared. It's like even if you just bump into them once, don't be scared. Even if you just say hi and that's it, and it's like, oh, that was it. Like don't be worried. If they message you and then you accidentally delete that message or they don't respond back, it's like, don't freak out. Like, just just be in the moment and just live your best life. And then I feel like the next, the next 6 months is going to change a lot of things, give you a lot of clarity. And then the 6 months after that, it's going to be something that you've wanted in love or much better than what you were expecting. All right, pile 2. So I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, I really appreciate a like or comment. And let me know if you like this topic. It's a new one for me. And with that, I hope you have a beautiful rest of the day. And I wish you much love and light. Hi, beautiful pile 3. We're looking at their thoughts of you in the last year. So if they've been thinking about you, and if so, how deeply and in what way. So let's start with the first quarter or about a year ago or winter. It's a timeless reading, but I'm also posting it at the end of the year. So I'm putting a lot of time frames on each section so you can kind of make it resonate with you. How you see it, pick it up however it resonates with you. So first quarter or a year ago from today or last winter, how do they feel or think about you? 4 of Waves, 4 of Wands, Sanctuary. That is the happy home, happy marriage card. Sanctuary. Okay, so this person feels like you're it. You're their happily ever after. You're what they want in this lifetime. Everything should be based off of this energy of home, this energy of I can be myself. I can flourish in this energy and this love. Together we can do anything. We can take on the world. So I do feel like they feel very, very strongly about you, and that you are their soulmate or their ultimate soulmate, their divine counterpart, their twin flame, whatever you want to call it. But you are it. You are that person. Wow. Okay, Sagittarius. They don't have to be a Sagittarius. I'm just picking up on the energy. Optimism, exploration, and freedom. I do feel like they kind of are ready. They're ready to kind of take action on this connection. So about a year ago, they were fully ready to go forward. So they're thinking about you and they want you. So if you've already been in a connection with this person or in a relationship with this person, they're ready to take the next leap. Or if you have been kind of just talking, just friends, just dating, they're ready to take the next leap about a year ago. If this is someone you don't really know that well or someone you met recently, it could be that around the beginning of this year, they were finally ready to kind of take steps into marriage or a forever partner, if you've already been connected with this person a year ago, like I think they're really excited for what's next for the two of you, whether that's moving in together, marriage, or just whatever. This energy of excitement is just like whatever is next. They're like, I'm just ready for whatever is next. I'm so happy, excited for whatever is next. If you don't really know this person or you didn't know them back then, I feel like this is them being excited for finally being ready for this kind of grand love in their life and to settle down and to be stable and secure in their relationship and to really, really go all in. Really good energy. And I feel like if they knew you back then, they're thinking of you. If they didn't know you back then, I'm getting that they're thinking of you. Like your energy is already kind of coming in. You two are already kind of meant to cross paths. So they're getting like images or personality traits of you in their dream, in their waking state, when they're relaxed and just kind of daydreaming. So they are very excited, and specifically for your energy or for you. All right, so let's look into the second quarter, or about 10 to 7 months ago, around spring. Queen of Cups. I feel like they kind of stepped into a different role when it comes to relationships. I feel like before it was more action oriented. Let me do this with my partner. Let me plan this kind of date. Let me move this schedule around for them. Let me wait to make this big decision until my partner comes in. Sorry, I had to pause for a second because I was coughing. But where was I? Okay, so they definitely, they went from being a more active, like physically active, in that being their love language, or that being the way that they put an energy and effort into a relationship, into being more of a sensitive person, more of someone who also listens to the emotions, reacts to the emotions, picks up on emotional cues from their partner. So I feel like they've also incorporated this other role of being a nurturer in a relationship. And so they want to be more attentive to the other person's inner needs, to their thoughts, what's been plaguing them. Do they feel off? Do they feel more sad? Are they happy? Or are they, what can I do to make them more happier? What does their emotions need? What does their inner child need? How do they want their partner to support them in these kinds of situations? Because they're also thinking about their emotional needs and how to ask that from their partner as well. So I feel like they've switched into being like too much of like a physically oriented person in terms of showing effort in a relationship, to being more of a nurturer, more intuitive and more spiritual and more emotional in terms of paying attention to their partner's needs and their own needs as well. So I'm getting this, it's like an actual shift that happened. Okay. Move on. Someone is unavailable, a waste of time. Okay. And I'm getting it kind of appeared to them through other people. So, if they were still hung up on an ex, or if there were people in their life, like their exes or, their bosses or their coworkers or their friends or their family relationships or old friends, neighbors, or people that they just kind of didn't have that kind of connection with, they kind of moved on from. So I feel like they didn't just upgrade their energies in terms of romantic relationships, but in all relationships. So they want more out of their friendships. They want more out of their connections with their family members, with the people that they live around, with people that they work around. And so they've upgraded themselves in all relationships, not just romantic relationships. So if someone isn't paying attention to their emotional needs, and like, obviously a coworker is going to pay less attention to that than maybe a really good friend, but like, appropriately. So if they have a coworker who is just kind of, trying to get to the bottom line and not looking at how much it's going to affect the people around them, specifically, what if their desk mate or their employees or, the other department, like, and that just doesn't feel like them. They're like, oh, you know what? Like, I can't work around people who don't take other people into consideration as much, they're not going to take me into consideration. Like if there's like a situation where, we're both up for a job or something, like they're not going to play, they're going to play dirty or something like that. Like I'm not about that. I'd rather not work with those kind of people. Like I feel like there's like a shift that happened and they're realizing it. So like, they're like, you know what? I want to transfer over to this other department because their people, care a bit more, they're more on my level than this department or something like that, where like, oh, I'm around people who are a little bit more like me. And it goes all the way up to like, the friendships or family members, if they realize that some of their friends weren't helping them as much as they've been helping them, like their friends hasn't been helping them in the ways your person has been helping them emotionally, they're like, okay, you know what? I need someone who can like support me. Not that like your person's like, oh, I'm going to cut everyone else off because I'm the only one helping them. It's like they're a genuinely kind person, but I feel like whatever is happening, I feel like attracts like. So right now they're just kind of doing inventory of like who around them is giving off the same energy as them, who around them cares about other people emotionally as they want in their life. Like a neighbor that would check up on them if like, they didn't see them for a few days or something, right? Or like family members who try to lighten your load as much as you try to lighten their load, that take up their responsibility in the family as much as you do. Pay attention to what's going on in your life as much as you do theirs, in somewhat equal ways. So I think around spring, your person has been kind of moving on from a lot of connections around them. They made the changes. They made it happen. All right, so then the third quarter, or about 6 months ago, half a year ago, what happened? Or summertime? What were their thoughts about you? To be continued. Okay. Let's got the Hangman here. Yeah, I do feel like they're waiting. They're waiting for you. So if this person didn't know you 6 months ago, I feel like they're waiting for someone. They're waiting for you. They're waiting for someone that they know will match their level, and they're not just gonna go dating promiscuously or just for no reason. They have the intention set. They are only going to intentionally date someone that they feel the vibe with and resonant with. If you do know this person, if you did know this person more than 6 months ago, I feel like they're like, I'm going to take my time. They might have been feeling like I need to kind of set up my own life before I kind of move forward in this connection or pursue this connection further. They might have had an interest in being friends and getting to know you for a bit longer. If this person doesn't know you, that they are definitely holding on to their energy, not just giving it away freely, and waiting for the right person to come into their life. Leaving, yeah. So we got move on and leaving. Yeah, I feel like they were still kind of in that energy. So this kind of went on for a while. This kind of went on for like about 6 months, might have been longer. But Yeah, because some people are gonna see this energy and be like, hey, this seems like seasons of our connection, or this seems like a year ago. This seems like 2 years ago. It seems like this year. However you want to read it, but like, yeah, I feel like there's like a definite couple of seasons in their life where they took the time to put up boundaries with people, to get rid of people that weren't serving them for their highest and best good, that they're going no contact with, or that they're reevaluating their relationships with. Renegotiating contracts with, or just completely cutting out. So I do feel like it's been a good season. It might have been 6 months, it might have been longer, a year, where they just took time to kind of get rid of people in their life that didn't resonate with them. Not that they won't kind of reconnect with them in the near future or the far future if it feels right. But I feel like they kind of want to clear everything out energetically and only add back in the people who is similar to what they want in their life, what they want in their friendships, what they want in their family relationships, what they want in their romantic relationships. So they spend a good season or two clearing people, which is probably why they weren't so hung up on, dating, really, or even giving their energy out in any physical way, intimate way to others. Yeah, they're really precious about their energy, and they made a conscious shift of like, where my thoughts and intentions and energy goes, like that's what I manifest. So they really made some sort of spiritual shift in the way they interact with others. All right, so the fourth quarter, or about 3 months ago until now, or fall, what is their thoughts about you? What were their thoughts about you? Knight of Swords, they picked up. Yeah, so now they started having a lot of thoughts about you, because now they're ready to take action. So they cleared enough people out where now they're ready to take action in a romantic love sense. So if you know this person, you probably saw that happen. If you were in a relationship with them like a year ago, you probably saw them kind of clearing out people in their life maybe before taking this connection forward. And they probably talked to you about it. This is what's going on in my life. This is what I need to do. And you gave them the space to do that. If this is someone you don't know yet, or you've been having little to no communication with them, they've been kind of you've been kind of on each other's radar, or kind of felt like this energy was coming in. They are ready to take action in specifically romantic love now. Surrender to the divine. And they kind of really left it up to God. They left it up to the universe. Like, hey, I'm ready now. You can bring this person in. You can bring this person to me, or I can go towards them. If you know this person kind of, or you met them recently, I do feel like they're ready to take action, and they're waiting for the cue, right time to take this action towards you. If you don't know this person yet, they're getting queued up. They have the green light from the universe, and they gave the universe the green light. Like, hey, I'm ready. Let's do this. And so anything that has come has to do with the preparation of you two meeting, or you two taking this action towards whatever's next. That was what was happening in the last few months. All right, so let's look into the energy now and into the next few months. What is the energy now of their thoughts of you? 3 of Cups, community. Okay, so they're gonna find you through people. You're gonna find them through people, or they're gonna find you through people. Because if you can see, they're not just upgrading the connection in terms of romantic love, they're upgrading the connection to people in general. So I do feel like you two will meet like through a friend, or through a group, or through some sort of community. Yeah, that's like a very straightforward, exact message from Spirit. picture. Both these cards came out in reverse, so I do feel like it's going to be sooner rather than later. We did get the divine timing kind of energy. So it's kind of like whatever happened in the past few months, they were probably prepped and you were probably prepped for whatever's coming next. Looking at pictures, missing you, nostalgia, making new memories. So I feel like if this is someone coming back into your life, I feel like they have seen pictures of you or looking at pictures of you or memories of you, and they're looking at it really fondly and warmly. And they're excited to make new memories with you. And if this is someone you don't know yet or just meeting for the first time or someone you know very little, they are looking forward to just having a great time with you and the people that you meet around you, and just creating good memories. So right now they're not like completely focused on romantic relationship, although the Three of Cups can also indicate that they're looking for marriage. But I feel like they want to have that moment, that moment in life where they're just like having fun, hanging out with friends, you being one of the friends, and or just dating for a little while and doing all like the things, all the things where you want to take pictures and be like, they want to cherish this time with you and with your mutual friends. Yeah. Interesting. Okay, so what does their higher self want to say to you? It's a message from their higher self. Separation, time apart from your partner is on the horizon. And I feel like it was coming out in reverse. So all three of these cards came out in reverse. So which is indicating this might be happening sooner than you think. We got the full moon energy, so around the full moon maybe. But I do get divine timing. Like I'm not getting too much of a time frame, but I do feel like coming into union after a time of separation. So it might have been you two might have like intentionally not dated anyone for a while, or maybe you guys went on a break, or maybe you guys decided to not take the next step in your connection, in your relationship until you figure some stuff out this year. Yeah, even if you two are single and don't know each other, it's kind of like took the time out to kind of do some inner work, to do some other things. But I do get this kind of union energy. Like time of separation is over, so it really did feel like you were kind of put in a timeout. You and your person, whether you know each other and were together at this time or not, it really does feel like you two are in a timeout zone in terms of your romantic love energies and moving things forward in that regard. Okay. Message from their higher self. Yeah, Elder of Wands, the King of Wands. It was to ensure a better future. So this person, pile through your person, they really had a vision for the future. They want to go for the long haul, And so whatever they did in the past 1 or 2 seasons or so was to set themselves up for the future, for the long-term future. Which is why when you come into the picture or whatever happens in the next few months, it's like just them wanting to enjoy this time because they know they're ready. They know what's next because they've been preparing themselves for what's next. They want to make sure everything was in a good place so you two can enjoy this now going into, the dreams of the future you two have for each other. All right, so let's look at really quickly a message from your higher self because, in case you were kind of wondering what's going on with you in all this. Goodbye to the old, hello to the new. You finished one part of your life and a new and even better part is beginning. So yeah, I definitely get it's the end of separation because it didn't say union, it said end of separation. Like the separation card came out in reverse. And that was very significant because it really did feel like you were in a timeout in terms of your love situation, your love energies for a reason. So you can set yourself up and they can set themselves up better for a very, very harmonious, stable, long-term next chapter. All right. So, yeah, for some of you, this is someone coming back. For others of you, this is like a soulmate energy coming in. Deep soulmate. Yeah. And Queen of Wands. Okay. I'll pull one more card because... And the Garden. Yeah, so there's this energy of socialization and just entertainment parties. Queen of Wands, and we got the King of Wands, you know. I feel like there's like a new social era entering your life, because I do feel like this kind of like hermit, or you were kind of put in timeout by spirit, not in a kind of disciplinary way, but in a kind of like protect you until you kind of finish this inner work kind of way. So now you're kind of like, you're this new revived, re-energized version of yourself, and so are they. And so both of you are kind of coming out into the world more fully in your authentic energy, and you two are meant to socialize, have fun, go to parties, go to events, or spend time with each other, go on a lot of dates, travel together, travel with friends, you know, meet each other's families, spend a lot of time going back and forth, and their place and your place, and your hometown, and traveling everywhere, and hanging out with different friends, hanging out just the two of you, just spending a lot of time just socializing and going on these really fun adventures, and you know, doing a lot of these activities together and with others. So it's meant to be a very social time for both of you. And so both of you, I think, will recognize, if this pile resonates with you, pile 3, you both will recognize that it's not just about jumping into a relationship at this time. It's about like cultivating your new social life, because I do feel like a newness, and I do feel like it's a bunch of new people who resonate with you more, whether you're expecting that or not. And it could be for a lot of people from your past, but it could be new people. It could be a mix. I'm just getting a revival of your social life. That's why I'm getting, this is a time to have fun, not make hard and fast decisions. All right, pile 3. So I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, I really appreciate it. Like a comment. Let me know if you like this topic. It's the first time I'm doing this topic. And with that, I hope you have a beautiful rest of the day. And I wish you much love and light. Hi, beautiful pile 4. We're looking at their thoughts of you in the last year. So we're going to be looking at if they've been thinking about you, and if so, how deeply and in what way. We're going to start with the first quarter, or about a year ago, or winter. I'm going to put a different time frame to each spot, just so it can resonate with you however it fits best, because this is a timeless reading. So let's look about a year ago. What were their thoughts about you? 2 of Snow. The Path. The 2 of Swords. And it came out in reverse. I feel like a year ago, they didn't know if this was even possible. They might have actually even felt blocked from this path. Interesting. And Neptune, which is also going to come out in reverse. Okay. Dream and Transcend. Yeah, I feel like they thought this was just a dream. This was just a fantasy. It can't be real because it's too good to be true. Oh yeah, that would be a dream. Wouldn't it be fantastic if we could, you know, reach that relationship goal, or, you know, end up in a future like that. I think they really didn't believe it. Like, I think they were really pessimistic about it. Like, too much of a realist. They're manifesting their own, like, downfall, kind of, in terms of love and in this connection. Yeah, I'm seeing 14444. So, I feel like they thought this was like a delusion, like something that's not real. How nice it would be if it was, but that can't be real. That doesn't happen. That's a fake love story. That's a romantic love story. That's not real. But something happened that unblocked that dream of theirs about a year ago. So I feel for some of you, it's like specifically a road to you, or a road to continue this path with you. And for others, it's like this dream, this ultimate version of love, a love relationship. They blocked their path. They had their path blocked prior to a year ago, but now it's like unblocked about a year ago. They're starting to dream again more, I'm hearing. Okay, so what about the second quarter, which is about 10 to 7 months ago, or in the springtime? Okay, a lot of movement, but not in the right direction. Okay, narcissist. Okay. I feel like they became too confident in their dreams, and they were just kind of spewing things that I'm hearing incoherent. I feel like there was nothing to regulate them. They weren't able to check themselves. So they went a little bit too far off the ledge there. Too far off the path. Okay, so they were unblocked, and so they started like dreaming more. I feel like they were connecting to their spirit team and the spiritual realm more, and so they were getting all this kind of beautiful imagery, but they were kind of diluting themselves. Yeah, they were kind of not thinking clearly. They were too much in their higher chakras. They were too connected. They weren't grounding the ideas that they were getting, the messages that they were getting into this physical reality. And that sometimes happens, if we're too much in our higher chakras, too much in the spiritual state of mind, too much in our imagination and our creative worlds, but we're not taking that, those divine messages and those creative images and implementing them in the physical world, it can cause delusions, right? So I think that's what happened around the spring, or whatever that season was for them, around 10 to 7 months ago. I feel like they kind of were like, I know what I'm talking about. Those people in the spiritual community that like feel like their way is the only way, I feel like that kind of energy, which is fine, because they're finally getting confidence in their own belief systems, and they kind of needed that bit of confidence, or they needed that kind of like more of a foundation for their beliefs. They needed something more concrete, and they're on the path of getting that confidence in their belief systems, but it was to the point where they were rejecting everything that didn't align with their own belief system. All right, so what about the third quarter, about 6 months ago, or summer? What were their thoughts about you then? Two of Rings, yeah, so the Two of Pentacles. So we have the Two of Swords, now the Two of Pentacles, the final two. And chemistry. All right, so you're probably going to, if you were talking to this person or observing this person the past year, you probably recognize that they're kind of grappling with themselves. So there were two sides of them. The side of them that was like super uber spiritual or idealistic, very creative, very loving. And the other side of them that was very logical, very, we need to be realistic with this. We need to take practical action. We need to align our manifestation with the right small actions to take. Very like feminine, masculine, very spiritual and physical, very like dualistic. I feel like this sometimes happens when you kind of finally even out and kind of balance your energy. Usually this happens like you kind of break your forms. Sometimes it's easier to kind of work on yourself when you can work on different parts of yourself separately. So a lot of people, when they go into a deep healing or a deep change, they kind of separate aspects of themselves. That's when we get the inner child, the shadow aspect, or the past version of you, or you're breaking up your relationships with your health and your work. You're breaking all these things up, financial, you're breaking all these aspects of yourself up, or aspects of your life up, because it's easier to manage and work on one thing at a time. But as you start kind of building yourself back up into this new whole version of yourself, but it's kind of like this more like evolved version. It's part where you kind of worked on different aspects and then came together. And so it's kind of like this pile 4 2.0, this next version of yourself. You start kind of going back and forth between aspects of yourself. Should I be more of this? Should I be more of that? Was the past version of me right? Is the new version of me right? Is this belief right? Is that belief right? There's something to be said to look at things from a higher perspective, or to be able to hold paradoxes, to be able to transcend above duality. But you have to do it in your own pace, in a way that works for you, that makes sense for you. This could be in terms of your love life. This could be in terms of your financial life. This could be in terms of the masculine and feminine energy within you, being more spiritual, being more action-oriented, living in the more spiritual, creative, imaginative world, or living in more of the concrete, physical, action-oriented world, logical, reasonable world. You gotta combine the two in a way that works for you. This often happens back and forth, and it's like, you're taking big swigs up into the higher realms, getting ideas, implementing them into the physical, and you're slowly going up and down between, the higher spiritual realms and the physical realm, implementing what you've learned into the physical. But every time you go into the physical, it's a little bit higher than where you used to be. It's kind of slowly going up, right? But as you kind of even out into this like new version of yourself, you're taking a huge steps up and down, but it now the wave starts getting smaller and smaller and smaller as you kind of zone in and start becoming really resonant with your authentic self, this version of yourself you are now. And it starts going up and down, and it starts kind of like vibrating until it kind of evens out, right? That's what you're seeing here in your person. It's chaotic. It looks crazy. It looks weird outwardly. Some people can't see it. Some people hide it really well, but they might say one thing one day, and then the next day they'll say something that's like seems like it's completely opposite, or a different line of thought. Completely different ideology. It's like it's crazy to watch. I'm getting you didn't really see them too much in this time, if you know who they are, because the energy around them is chaotic as it's almost about to even out. Everything's vibrating. Interesting. But as they do that, their connection with you, they're going to find a strong chemistry with. Because as they come into their true authentic self, they're resonating with you harder and harder. They understand the energy that you have. They resonate with, they can feel it. They can feel it in every part of their body. Frequency is real, right? We all emit a certain kind of frequency. When you're around someone who is in a completely different frequency than you, you feel it. You're like, something feels off. I don't want to be in this room, or I don't want to be around this person. Like, something, I don't like it, If you're around people who at a frequency that resonates with you, that's similar to yours, you feel all happy and go lucky. It's like you feel positive, like I want to work with these people, or I like being in this energy. I want to hang out with them a little bit longer today. Like you feel comfortable, you feel good. You might not even know why. You might be having an awful day, and then you're around their frequency, and they're like automatically make you feel better. They're understanding that more. They're picking up on it more. They can, especially when your energy resonates with them that deeply. They're like, this makes sense, And I'm getting like even energy, like any thought about you makes them excited down there. They're sexually, physically excited by your energy. They want to talk to you. They want to tell you about their day. they want to jump you. They want to kiss every part of your body. They feel like there's intense chemistry there. So you might see this a little bit more. Acceptance, rejection of this energy, of the understanding of this energy with you specifically, but, you know, with everything that kind of resonates or doesn't resonate with them. So you might see some big changes happening in their work life, in their health, in their daily routines as well. Yeah. All right, and what about 3 months ago until now, the fourth quarter or fall? Let's see what their thoughts of you were. 5 of Wands under the 8 of Wands. You know, the confusion is clearing up. They're not taking too many missteps now. A personal issue reaches resolution. Yeah, and I'm getting that personal issue is their identity, their belief system, their plans for their life, how they organize their life, how they organize their thoughts, their beliefs, how they see the future, how they see themselves, how they see their life. It's coming together now. You know, if this is a really, if this is someone who really deeply resonates with you, like a soulmate or a really high level soulmate, oh, you're going to see it in yourself too. The similar energy. Yeah, you know, so it's like, don't always knock on the other person because, you know, you might be in the same energy and not know it. But yeah, I feel like there's so much clarity coming in. I feel like this whole past year, so much clarity. It's like day and night from where they started and where they are now. Complete overhaul in how they see the world, how they see themselves, their belief systems, how they believe they should live life, what they see for themselves for the future. So much clarity. And I feel like from the 8 to the 5, like it's still continuing. This is about like what, 10 to 7 months ago. So that brought down 3 wands. So if there's 5 left, there's about, like, say 2 more seasons. So yeah, it might take about another 1.5 years for them to get complete full clarity on their life, their love, how they feel about love, and even kind of settling into a love relationship in a more whole and balanced way. Holistic way, I was saying. Yeah, because this is going to affect, this is them coming into their own. It's like they're almost there, but not quite. Let's see what their energy is now. What are the thoughts about you now into the next few months? Because I'm getting this kind of energy, like I'm not sure, like I feel like they could still interact with you, date you, while they finish off this kind of belief system. Yeah, because their internal beliefs are changing. That takes a while to kind of, you know, settle in. Okay, so what are the thoughts of you now into the next few months? So death, let go. And so they're going through a major transformation right now. And I'm getting it will lead to them kind of holding on to you more. Holding on to the idea of you, holding on to the potential of you to passion. Yeah, look at that. So both the cards came out in reverse. Insane chemistry. Yeah, under with the chemistry card under you. So the final 2 I'm getting is like the final couple of months, couple of years. I'm getting both. So something might happen after the next couple of months. And also next year and next couple of years. There's a timeline here. But yeah, this insane chemistry, having fun, equal interest. Yeah. that's what I'm saying. Like, I do feel like there's a way you two can still connect and hang out and have fun and be together while they finish off this transformation. Yeah. Interesting. Okay, so what does their higher self want to say to you? What is a message from their higher self to you at this time? Keep the door open. Ooh. Don't be so focused on a closed door that you don't see the ones which open for you. So I'm getting, they might like come into your life and they might want to interact with you in specific ways. Like, they might not be ready to kind of commit or go into a relationship fully at this time, but they have those intentions, but they do know that they need to finish transforming their life in whatever way they need to at this time. You might also get other interests, other potential love interests coming in. And so you might feel kind of like, why is this person blocking me? Like, why do they only want to like date, not, do anything serious or move up to the next level of the kind of commitment? But there's so much passion there that you don't want to completely let this go. Like, you want to keep talking to them. You kind of keep wanting to hang out with them. And so their higher self is saying, like, don't pay attention to what they're not giving you. Pay attention to what they are giving you. And don't pay attention to what you feel like is not possible or is not happening. And pay attention to what is happening. Yeah, what opportunities are there with this person. Okay. What else do they want to say? Explorer of Cups, the Knight of Cups. So I do feel like they have a lot of love to give. They want to shower you with a lot of romantic actions and gifts and dates and conversations. And they want to explore things with you. They want to dive deeply into emotions and future and dreams and possibilities and time together. So I feel like their higher self is really saying, like, just be in the moment and enjoy this time with them, and don't focus too much on what is not happening and what's happening in the future kind of thing. Just kind of focus on the here and now. All right. And I do want to get a message from your higher self to you, because like, that's what their higher self is saying. What is your higher self saying for you at this time? Everything's okay. Okay. Don't worry. It's all working out in a beautiful way. Yeah. So I feel like you might be like, oh, but I want, like, for example, you might have been getting the kind of advice of like, only date people that are showing you that they want the same things as you, or, if they don't call you back within like immediately, or text you back immediately, or call you in 3 days or whatever, they're not interested in you, like people who are interested in you make the time in their day. Like, I feel like whatever the kind of advice you hear from other people or online, like, you shouldn't pay attention to for your specific connection, for this specific connection. Okay, the Hanged Man just kind of flew out. Okay, I'm gonna take that. Because Spirit's like, just like, let things happen. Like, they're gonna happen. This person, you're gonna feel the energy that like, this is definitely the direction that this connection is gonna go in. Like, this person isn't gonna leave you hanging or do you dirty, do you wrong, but they do have the intention of doing this. But I think it's part of the completion of their healing or their journey or their transformation, to kind of not, like, if they want to hang out with you and talk to you, they can't do it while you two are like in this relationship or going into this deeper level of commitment right now. They need to finish their transformation, and they rather still talk to you and have you part of their life and do this with you, rather than have to kind of cut you off and like go off on their own and finish the transformation and then come back. So this is a way for them to kind of have you participate in their final steps of their transformation. And and them being in part of your final steps in the transformation too, because I am getting kind of this like mirror energy. So this is someone who's a really strong soulmate. And Spirit's like, everything's okay. Like, don't freak out. This is like, this is just like the way it's supposed to be at this time, or meant to be at this time, or, it's whatever is happening in this connection, whether they want to jump in really quickly, or they do want to take their time, and they don't even want to approach the conversation about the relationship right now. Let it be. Let it be. It is what it needs to be for both of you to kind of finish your transformation. And I feel like both of your souls is like, I'd rather do it with this person than on my own. So that's why Spirit's like bringing the two of you together at this time. But Spirit's kind of like, if you can handle that, if you can, then we're going to have to break this off. And then you two got to finish your transformations on your own. And you might come back together later, or it might move on to other soulmates. But if you want to be in each other's lives while you finish this transformation, it's going to have to be in this unconventional way, or whatever that is. Or it might have to be like pushing off this stronger commitment until, later on. It could be like 6 months after, or 8 months after, or a year and a half after. But I feel like you two are meant to be in each other's lives at this point. It could actually accelerate your transformation, completing your transformation. 10 of Pentacles, yeah. And I feel like see the doors that are opening for you. The 10 of Pentacles, I feel like the two of you are in really good manifestation energy. You're able to kind of resonate so deeply with each other that you can manifest physical things in your lives that can help you set yourselves up for this deeper commitment in the near future. So this might have to do with work. It might have to do with living situation. It might have to do with finances. It might have to do with other relationships with people. It might have to do with health. It might, there's a lot of things there's a lot of moving parts I'm getting, but the two of you working together definitely helps accelerate the manifestations and accelerate this final steps of transformation you two want to finish up. I'm just going to pull one more card to see if your higher self has anything else to say. Lily. Okay, so it's wisdom, virtue, old age, maturity. Yeah, I feel like this is the two of you kind of handling things in a very mature way. You both understand that you want to have this relationship last, and you both are very wise in the end. You understand that this spiritual connection, this spiritual bond, the spiritual marriage is stronger than anything that could happen in the physical, but that doesn't mean that you don't need to take care of the stuff in the physical. So both of you are allowing each other to do that. I feel like there's a lot of success coming in for both of you, maybe in work, maybe in other things in your life, other connections, friendships, family relationships, health, everything kind of coming together, things that you want to do for fun, setting yourself up for a strong foundation for the future. And so both of you kind of get it. I think this is just kind of a little bit of a freak out in the beginning, in the next, like from now to the next few months, where you're like, why isn't it going this way? Like, I want proof. I want confirmation. I want them to say this is moving in this direction, that we are official, or that we're, give me some sort of timeline. And I think you only get that kind of freak out initially because that's a little last bit of fear that's coming up for you. Which is why it's really helpful for the two of you to kind of finish this last steps of transformation together. And then, after a few months or so, you're going to not have that fear at all. You're going to be like, yeah, no, we're basically good as married. Or like, this is better than marriage. This is like who cares what happens next? We're together. No doubts, no questioning, no ifs, ands, and buts. Like, this is it. Like, this is good. And you don't need anything else. And you're both handling it the way that you wish you could have handled past connections. You both are handling it in a way that you feel so proud of yourself and feel like this is the best way to start this connection or to move this connection forward. It feels really, really good. I think it's just an initial freak out that you're like, oh no, like why am I not getting proof? I need to know, It's like, you do know. You do have proof, You just had to take a second to not freak out and to realize that, right? All right, pile 4, I hope you enjoyed your reading. If you did, I really appreciate it. Like a comment. This is the first time doing this topic. Let me know if you liked it. And with that, I hope you have a beautiful rest of the day, and I wish you much love and light.